Good morning to all. I welcome you this new session. You are in 8th standard now. And congratulations on coming to the stage of life. This is our first online class. Before we begin with teaching and learning, let me introduce the textbooks. Honeydew, which having portion of literature reader and poem, grammar. Next one is third one is supplementary reader, which having full of stories. Okay, let's begin with the first chapter, Honeydew, the session of class 8. In case you don't have this book, let me show the portion in this video itself. The Best Christmas Present in the World, written by Michael Morpurgo. Let me introduce the author. This is the image of Michael Morpurgo. Michael Morpurgo was born in 5th October 1943. Is an English book author, poet and playwright who is known best for children's novels such as War Horse in 1982. His work is noted for its magical storytelling for themes such as trance of outsides or survival for characters, a relationship with nature and for vivid setting such as Cornish coast or World War. Morpurgo became the third children laureate from 2003 to 2005. The Best Christmas Present in the World, written by Michael Morpurgo. Okay, let me ask you some questions before we start the lesson. Do you like to receive the presents? Do you like to receive the gifts? I know most of the answers will be yes. I don't think there is no one in the world who would not like to receive a present or a gift. Isn't it? But sometimes the gift may not be as a material gifts or it may not be a object. Sometimes it can be emotions like happiness, isn't it? Okay, let me start our lesson. The Best Christmas Present in the World, written by Michael Morpurgo. In this chapter, we talks about at the backdrop of a war between British and Germany in 1914. This is a touching story by Michael Morpurgo. The narrator buys an old desk and finds in it a letter written by an English soldier, Jim Macpherson, to his wife Connie, whom the narrator go to meet and hand over the letter. This is the theme of the story. Let me read the paragraph one by one. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridport, a roll-top desk. The man said it was early 19th century and oak. I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. This one was in a bad condition. The roll-top desk in several pieces, one leg clumsily mended, scorch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. I began worked on it on Christmas evening. Okay, let underline the difficult words. Spotted. I spotted. That spotted. You have to underline the spotted. Then junk shop. Then roll top desk. Then clumsily. CLUMSILY. Mended. 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 Then scorch marks. Spotted means saw it or found it. Then junk shop selling second hand goods or antiques. shop shop selling second hand goods. Next one is clumsily. Clumsily means difficult to move. Difficult to move. Mended, repair. Mended means repair. Then scorch marks means burn marks due to fire. Scorch marks means burn marks. B-U-R-N, burn marks. Okay, let me explain the first paragraph. The author went to a junk shop in Bridport. He noticed a roll-top desk. It was very old and made of oak. It was in a bad condition. It had burn marks down one side. Since it was cheap, the author decided to buy it and get it repaired. He began working on it on Christmas evening. Listen the second paragraph. I removed the roll-top desk completely and pulled out the drawers. The veneer had lifted almost everywhere. Underline the difficult words veneer. V-E-N-E-E-R. Looked like water damage to me. Both the fire water had clearly taken their toll on his desk. Underline that difficult words. Taken their toll on. The last drawer was stuck fast. Underline that word. Stuck fast. I tried all I could to ease it up gently. In the end, I used brute force. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath. A secret drawer. There was something in there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Cello taped to the top of it was a piece of lined notepaper and written on it in a shaky handwriting. Underline the word shaky. S-H-A-K-Y. Shaky. Jim's last letter received January 25th, 1915. To be buried with me. When time comes, I know, as I did it, that it was wrong of me to open the box. But curiosity got the better of my scruples. It usually does. Inside the box, there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jim Macpherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top December 26, 1914. You have to underline the difficult word scruples. S-C-R-U-P-L-E-S. Okay. Let's write the meaning of the difficult words. Veneer means a thin covering of a fine wood. A thin covering of a fine wood. Then next difficult words. Taken their toll on. Damaged. Meaning is damaged. Next one. Stuck fast. Shut tight. S-H-U-T. Shut. T-I-G-H-T. Tight. Stuck. Shut tight. Then shaky means shaking. Shaking or trembling. Shaking. S-H-A-K-I-N-G. Then scruples means feeling that make you hesitate. H-E-S-I-T-A-T-E. Hesitate to do something wrong. Feeling that make you hesitate to do something wrong. Okay, let me explain the second paragraph. He removed the roll-top desk and tried hard to pull out of the drawer. It was suffering much damage due to fire and water. The drawer was jammed. He hit it hard with his fist and pulled it out. He found a secret drawer underneath. He took out of a small black tin box. There was a note on it that said, Jim's last letter received January 25, 1950. The letter written also wished to put it in their grave. Out of curiosity, he opened the box. Inside it, he found an envelope with the address Mrs. Jim MacPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. The letter was dated December 26, 1940. This is the first part of the story. Second part we will discuss in the next class. Thank you, children. This is your homework. You have to find out the answers for this question from your lesson. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.